Sid, what can we say? Dennis Smith Jr. had to make the tough move today and sign a training camp roster spot with the Portland Trail Blazers. I've been discussing this kid for a long time and about the opportunities he's been given and the opportunities he has taken and shown some light or glimpse of success. But now for me, this is a tough move for Dennis Smith Jr. to join a team which offense kind of meets the criteria on what he does, kind of like the Dennis Smith Jr. versus Dame Lillard, ball in hands, let me run type of ball game. However, their team is really loaded with guards. If there's not a move made, or maybe this is an indication of a move that the Blazers are going to make, this is going to be troublesome for Dennis Smith to try to make this roster as we look at what's happening with the Portland Trail Blazers. I will give Chauncey Billups some credit here. He is really going after talent, okay? His summer league moves, everything he's done is looking for talent. Michael Beasley Jr., Mude, different guys that he's brought on to say, hey, even Antonio Blakely. He's basically said to every single team in the NBA, let me give an opportunity to the guys that I think can do something. And that's really the main frame of his game, is let me try to do something with the guys that I have, that I know, that I've maybe come up watching in my later stage of my career. Look at the uphill battle that we talked about. We talk about the pieces that now that the Blazers have added. On top of Dame Lillard, he has C.J. McCollum, Anthony Simmons, who I think is a budding star, who this year should get the action he needs to be one of the top-tier players in the NBA. And then you have Ben Mccollum. Norman Powell is also there. They got him slotted as a small forward. I don't think he plays that position. The problem for Dennis Smith Jr. is clearly evident. Shot 40% from the field, 31% from threes. That's not enough in this NBA. However, his athleticism is still there, and I could envision a lineup of Anthony Simmons and Dennis Smith Jr. coming off the bench along with Ben Mccollum maybe at the small forward spot as an exciting Blazers roster, and especially after the loss to Carmelo Anthony. This team, despite what I've said about them not doing well in the offseason moves, is not looking too bad with the little spots that they're making right now. Matter of fact, let's get to it and look at the Blazers roster at this time. I'm going to CBS Sports. I'm going to look at the action and make my conclusion on their roster on kind of how will they leave out when we look at a depth chart perspective. Hopefully they got the new guys loaded. All right? Be advised, they added Tony Snell on top of that. Ellaby had a nice summer league for them. I'm going on the shooting guard spot, by the way, guys. And I think that's pretty nice for them to have those two. That's additional competition for them, all right? To me, this is telling me McCollum's going to be moved at the end of the day. I'm going to get to it in a second. Norm Powell, little at the small forward. They maybe added in your boy, yes, Mr. Mike Beasley for some size. And that is another guy. The guy that we got to look at is Greg Brown. Greg Brown looks pretty good in the summer league. What can he do now as he comes up in the real league? He's going to get minutes. Covington can't do it by himself. Covington's not enough. Nurkic at the center, need another backup there. Again, light at the front end positions, down on the post. They're very light. That's what they need to load up on. Losing Derrick Jones Jr., they got back Larry Nance Jr., right? Larry Nance joins this squad, so Covington gets backed up by Larry Nance Jr. and Greg Brown. Nurkic is going to have to get backed up by Greg Brown. I think it's too light, and your boy Larry Nance. So that's where they need to add a position. Maybe Moses Brown, one of those guys, I would pick him up. But at the guard position, pretty nice. I think they've got their offenses as good as it's going to get for the time being. They're not a team that looks like a playoff team from what I'm seeing. Yes, just because Carmelo's gone, I think that takes them off. But Lillard maybe can make it happen. We got to see if the C.J. McCollum move happens, right? C.J. McCollum for Ben Simmons has been the talk of the town. If that move happens, there's trouble for the Blazers as far as they're going to be able to solidify their power forward position. They lose the guard position, but then Simmons, Malcolm, plus your boy, yes, Mr. Dennis Smith Jr. coming to play. For me, this is all indications of a safe move that Mr. McCollum will be moved, and they're going after Ben Simmons hard. This is the clear indicator of the Dennis Smith Jr. signing for the training camp. We shall see what happens. It's your boy Step Back talking about the Dennis Smith Jr. signing. It's more than Dennis Smith. I think this is a move for McCollum. Now they need to add on a little bit more center help for Nurkic, and we'll see what we got on the west side. I'm out of here. Mikey B, Mikey Step Back. Peace.